Hey, this is Stacey, one of the subject matter experts here in the e-GMAT team. Thanks for stopping by to solve this hard OG question on Neanderthals with me. Before we blast back in time to the time of the Neanderthal, drop a like below so we know you solved this question with us. And the e-GMAT team can keep cranking out videos to help you and other students with the GMAT prep journey. Now let's get to work. If you have not already solved this question, go ahead and hit pause, work through the question. The average time to solve this one is at about 1 minute and 21 seconds. Once you're done solving, hit that play button and we will work through the solution together using the e-GMAT 3-step approach. Now that you've solved this question, we're going to go ahead and use the e-GMAT 3-step approach to get to the solution. So, utilizing step 1, the meaning analysis, we're going to get to work. So as we begin reading through the sentence, we see combining enormous physical strength with higher intelligence. So I know some entity has combined 2 characteristics. I have 1, physical strength, and 2, higher intelligence. So I'm going to keep reading to find out what entity is combining these 2 characteristics. And I find out the Neanderthals appear as equipped for facing any obstacle the environment could put in their path. Okay, so it is the Neanderthal who combines this physical strength with higher intelligence. And because of this, Neanderthals appear as equipped for facing any obstacle the environment could put in their path. They're here referring to Neanderthals, so I'm going to refer to them as ND. All right, we're going to keep reading to find out more. But, so I know right here, but indicates to me that we're going to have this contrast being presented. But there, so again, they're referring to the Neanderthal. The Neanderthals' relatively sudden disappearance during the Paleolithic era indicates, all right, I'm going to keep reading to find out what this disappearance indicates to us, that an inability to adapt to some environmental change led to their extinction. So there again being the Neanderthal extinction. Okay, so my contrast here seems to be that even though these Neanderthals had this physical strength and higher intelligence that equipped them for facing any obstacle, something happened that led to their disappearance. So some environmental something happened that they couldn't adapt to. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use this meaning that we're working with to try to pull these key aspects or these main ideas out of the sentence. So this first chunk of the sentence right here that we worked with gave us this key characteristics that the Neanderthal combines physical strength with higher intelligence. Now this second chunk of the sentence is telling us that the Neanderthal appears as equipped for facing. However, here, the use of appear as equipped seems to be indicating that the Neanderthal is currently equipped. But we know that the Neanderthal no longer exists in the present time. So it's illogical for our author to be communicating the meaning that they appear as equipped, because meaning-wise they know that they may have been equipped in the past, but since they no longer exist, because the later part of the sentence tells us that they disappeared during the Paleolithic era. So we kind of have this, we have to infer here that our buddy the author is trying to communicate that maybe the Neanderthal appear to have been equipped in the past when they existed in the past time period. So we're going to work on inferring that meaning to mean that combining these 2 traits appears to have equipped the Neanderthal to have it faced any environmental hurdle put in their path in the past time period. Okay, now working with this last chunk of the sentence down here, we can pull this third piece that, however, their sudden disappearance during the Paleolithic era indicates the inability to adjust to some environmental change, and this lack of adaptation led to their extinction. Okay, so our meaning, now that we've worked through that middle chunk here that kind of needed to be inferred, is pretty logical. So let's move on to that next step utilizing that sentence structure and that meaning that we just worked through to ask that next level question. Our second step in this approach, the error analysis. Are there any grammatical errors in this sentence? So we're going to use that meaning and use our understanding and our tools of grammar to help us really see if our author is using these tools of grammar to get this meaning across. So the first error we notice is coming from that meaning analysis we just did, that we have this illogical meaning that appear as equipped. Is it making sense here? Since we know that the Neanderthal no longer exists, thus we need to express this in a reference to the past. And second, again, this phrase here, appear as equipped, that phrasing means look like something, right? She appears as she's ready for the ball. She looks as if she's ready for the ball. So to say they appear as equipped is illogical. The correct expression here would be appears to have been equipped. And since we need to express this in the context of the past time period, we possibly would need to say Neanderthals appear to have been equipped. So we need to look for some kind of wording like that. In addition, we have appear is equipped for facing, and the use of for facing is not correct here either. The sentence intends to present the intent behind being equipped. Therefore, we would need to say to face to express that intention. That would be the preferred wording here. So we have this idiomatic expression, for facing would be incorrect. We need that intent. So we have a meaning error. We have an idiom error. So these two errors are what we're looking for. Correct communication in our answer choice. So let's move into our answer choices. We know choice A is going to be incorrect for that meaning error and the idiom error we just discussed in that error analysis and that meaning analysis. So let's take a look at choice B here. Now choice B, this choice correctly uses the idiom appear to have been, giving us that expression conveying that now in the present it seems that Neanderthals were equipped in the past time period. And notice the proper expression here also, equipped to face, giving us that intent that we were looking for. So no other errors are being presented here. The rest of the sentence is reading grammatically correct. So it looks like B might be our correct answer choice, but let's go ahead and look at choice C just to make sure that we can accept B confidently. Now choice C, this choice repeats the idiom error, appear as. So again, looks as. So this is repeating that idiom error that we saw in choice A, meaning that presently, which we know that we need that expression in that past time frame. And to face is the proper expression here. So this is checking out, but we are repeating that idiom error that we saw in choice A. So we're going to reject choice C on those grounds. Now let's take a look at choice D here. Appeared as equipped. So now we have the use of the past tense verb appeared. And we have as equipped. Now here, as equipped, this is giving us that idiom error, which we can reject because that's the same expression, unidiomatic expression that we had in choice A. But let's talk about this verb appeared here. The fact that Neanderthals were equipped to handle situations is true in the present time and will always remain valid as a piece of historical information. And we know that we express general information using the simple present tense. So we need to use appear here, okay? Now, this is our second most popular answer choice. This question has about a 49% accuracy rate, with this being the second most popular answer choice. And one of the reasons I'm guessing that people dive to this answer choice is they see that past tense verb and they're thinking, oh, we're dealing with a time period in the past, so the use of appeared here must be correct. But remember, when we're expressing information that is going to be true for all time, the use of that present tense appear to have been would be the correct expression. Or possibly people also are missing that idiomatic error from choice A as far as appeared as equipped. So both of those reasons are reasons to reject choice D. Now let's take a look at choice E. Choice E repeats that verb tense error that we saw with choice D. So appeared, to have been equipped, for facing. So for facing here again is repeating that idiomatic error from choice A that we discussed. You need to face to express that intent. So we're going to reject choice E here, which allows us to accept choice B with absolute confidence. So thank you for taking this trip back in time with me. I hope this clarifies any doubts you had on these historic creatures, the Neanderthal. Happy learning.